Hello, you guys. As you can see, a lot has changed. A lot has changed. My hair, for instance, has changed. My wrist has changed. My mind has changed. There's so much I want to update you guys on, and I don't know if this is the ideal place because I'm at a restaurant and, you know, people are nearby. I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable with the fact that I'm vlogging, but I did want to start this video off here because it's a nice sunny day, although inside the room right now it's a little bit chilly, but outside it's nice and sunny. I'm at Ate. I thought it was pronounced 8. Apparently it's actually Ate. Yeah, I've been feeling really grateful lately, and I think what spurred this on is a conversation. It's not a conversation, but I was part of MDQ's like 7 Days of Gratitude campaign. I will link her Instagram down below just in case you missed that, to see what other people were grateful for. But she was essentially asking us, so what are the things you're grateful for? What are you thankful for in this season? And one of the things that was so clear to me was the fact that we just are living in the most incredible age to be able to access so much information, to have books like the book I'm reading now. I've left it at the table I'm sitting at, but it is Cal Newport's Digital Minimalism. I'm learning so much about just how addicted, and I use that term loosely, but addicted I am to my phone. I was just, you know, reading Cal Newport's Digital Minimalism, and he talks a lot about how these devices and these apps are designed to occupy your time. I have been fascinated by this theory for a while now, but reading this book is just like, I'm so aware of how bad it is. As an experiment, I told myself, okay, I'm just gonna put my phone away and just watch this movie. Like I'm being entertained. I've got a good movie on. I'm gonna watch this movie. In 5 minutes, I'd reach for my phone 4 times instinctively, and then like I'd reach for it. And I'm like, oh gosh, put it down. And then I'd watch, and then like I'd just reach for it, and I'd be like, panic. No, I shouldn't be reach. 5 minutes 4 times. I don't know. I'm not that bad when I've got like a task ahead of me. Like if I am working or editing a video or maybe having a conversation with someone, like if I'm focused on a serious task or assignment or something, then I'm okay. But if I'm not, my phone is attached to my hand, and I want to reconsider that aspect, or reconfigure maybe that aspect of my life. But there's a lot I want to talk about with you, about the little changes that I'm making, which includes this. Boy, I'm so high, got myself a watch finally. So happy. I will also share with you some of the classes or sessions on Skillshare that I have been going back to kind of just help me as I try and reconfigure my life, or just be as productive or aware of my time as possible. So I'm going to share that with you a little bit later on. But for now, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to read my book and try not to reach for my phone as I wait for the person that I'm meeting with, who should be here in the next 20 minutes. I know that because I have a watch, and I've seen it on my watch.
Yeah, baby. Wonder if all my bad decisions get accounted in the algorithms. No statistician could dissuade me from my bigger vision. I know my occupation's quite an unlikely place in this world to occupy and talk about upon a daily basis. Our information's predetermined by some biased business. We all in sermon to Silicon that push out lovely neighbors. I'm done with paper chasing, think I'm on to bigger banquets. This that full circle, new wave, energy on a Tuesday. Turn a blue day to a bright hue, yellow with a smooth A in hair. Extra fruity the brand, you can't move me. The music is man, it's a con job, but this grand.
Trying to fix my pony before I say hello. Hi, you guys. I'm at the Bookworm Gigiri, which at this point feels a little bit like home. I've just come from a workout, which you'll have seen clips of, at CrossFit Kwetu, and I was gonna film there, but then it's just so loud and so busy, and no one's in the library just yet, so I'm here, surrounded by books. which makes me so happy. It just, for me, it's like a balm to my soul. And given how I've been feeling lately, I need all the balm. I really do. I have had a bit of a shaky start to the week. I'm just not feeling 100. I have a runny nose. I think you can even hear it a little bit that I might be a little nasally. I'm about to start my period, so I've been like having cramps. I even had like a bit of a migraine the other day. It's just like, I'm just like, whatever's happening needs to take a second. I've also been eating poorly. I've kind of just lost track at, like, with the things that I do on a daily basis as part of like filling my cup and self-care. I've neglected. But today I did try to like get myself back on track and forced myself into the gym, and just by doing that and also eating better, and that's the yogurt you'd have seen me eating earlier, and like just having, I usually mix a little bit of honey and I put some grapes and almonds, and just like those two things, just working out. And I didn't even do a heavy class, I just did the express, which is usually shorter and not that crazy. But those two things just already made me feel so much better. And I thought I would speak to you because there's a lot we need to catch up on, including the hair. I can't believe, no, technically I shouldn't have my hair up when I'm talking to you guys about what I did to my hair. I really shouldn't. It should be down, and I should introduce myself with a little bit more swag. But as you can tell, my hair is different, and that is because about a week ago, a little over a week now, I went and had it texturized by Patrick, and it was just like a decision that I made. It felt like on a whim, but it's something that I've been thinking about for a while now. And if you've been here for a while, you'd have heard me talking about how much work my hair is taking and how I'm starting to feel a little resentful about that. But I just couldn't crack it. Like I couldn't deal with the fact that last week Monday I had this shoot, and I was just spending Friday, most of it, in a panic trying to figure out when I'll wash my hair, how I'll style it, and what to do. Like I just was like, no, enough is enough. Like I'm not gonna be held hostage to my hair. And it's not to say that natural hair, sorry, I'm shaking the stool that you're on. It's not to say that this is the case for every naturalista. And at some point down the line, I might change my mind and be like, I want to go back, or I want to have short afro hair, because I really liked that stage actually of my natural hair. But there were certain things that just weren't working for me, and I was sitting back, and I'm in this space in my life, and actually it's one of the things I want to talk to you guys about, but I'm in this space in my life where I'm trying to reevaluate and figure out what serves me, what is working, and what I need to get rid of. I just didn't think that having natural hair that was as long as it was, and took as long as it did to kind of detangle, was serving me anymore. It wasn't bringing me joy, and I didn't want to have an unhealthy relationship with my hair. So I went to Patrick, he texturized it, he's great. I'm gonna leave his details in the description box. And if you have any questions about this journey, you should definitely hit up L'Oreal Pro. I'll link them in the description box too, because they were really good in guiding me through the do's and don'ts, because it's been a while since I've had any kind of chemical or processing done to my hair. But yeah, new hair. My lipstick is a Kenyan brand, Moretu. I will link them in the description box because I love it, and I'm sure someone's gonna ask. And then my dress is Petal and Pup. You guys would have seen it in the video from last week or a week and a half, depending on when this video goes up, the one about like the fashion try on. All right, so I think the last time I told you guys I was reading Homegoing, finished it, loved it, so good, would recommend. And I've now picked up these two books, and one is like a nice fiction that just like gets your, you know, heart racing, love this kind of stuff. And then the other one, Digital Minimalism, is what has led me to like the next phase. Like I feel like this year is about freeing myself, and actually that was my word at the start of the year, freedom. I wanted freedom, and I feel like this year is about freeing myself from my ego. That was a big part, and now what I'm freeing myself from is technology, and just just trying to reclaim or take ownership of my time in a very intentional way. You guys, the number of times I picked up my phone without even realizing it is insane. And I didn't realize it until I started reading this book, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna put my phone here and then I'm gonna watch that show. Within 5 minutes, I picked up my phone 4 times, and each time I'd be like, you know, pick up, and I'd be like, oh no, I shouldn't, put it down. And then I'd watch for a little while and then pick it up and put it back down. It's so instinctive. And I was thinking about how this device that is attached to me at all times is in control of my life, and it is control of my time. And because I was in that headspace of trying to really unpack that, I went on to Skillshare. And actually, this is how I usually use Skillshare. And I think I said this video is sponsored by Skillshare. Thank you guys. Woo! You need to pay the bills here, so that's great. But that's sometimes how I use Skillshare. So I won't always be in a space where I'm like looking for something and I'm looking to be creative, so I go on there, or I'm trying to redecorate my room, so I go on there. Sometimes it'll work in this way. So I'm reading something, I want to see which ways I can like pull it apart and like really see what to adapt into my life, or how best to bring it into my life. And so I'll go to Skillshare. And so one of the things I typed in the search box was time management, and I came across a series of videos that has changed, like it's my mind cracked open. I like how I came here because it would be quiet, and then there's like construction happening at every corner. Sorry, pardon me. But I was just saying, I came across Mike Boyd. I'd never heard of him, but he's really big on YouTube, like millions of followers. His videos get millions of views. It was shocking to me that a man who previously had no idea how to crack open a safe, or do some backflip rotation thing on a skateboard, or start a fire, could teach himself. I think how my brain works is, if I don't have to expand it by adding a new skill, like I'm okay, like I'm good. Like that's what I've told myself for years, that if I don't need to learn a new skill, whether that's tech wise, or I mean even when it comes to apps, like downloading an app, which probably is a good thing depending on how you look at it, but if I don't have to, then I don't want it. I reject it. I reject the idea of pushing myself way further than I need to. Like if this much work is going to get me the results, I don't need to like extend myself and produce like 12% better quality work when I was okay with the 82% anyway. But just looking at Mike Boyd and the fact that he's able to push himself to learn new skills made me think, like, this thing that I feel I'm addicted to, and I'm using the word addiction lightly, but this thing that I'm addicted to, I can teach myself to adopt a new skill. I can teach myself to try something that will occupy my time and keep me busy in a good way, and not in a frivolous, let's spend hours scrolling on Instagram type of way. And I know this is kind of like shooting myself in the foot, because I am, like, that's part of my work, being on Instagram, but I don't have to. I don't have to. And it's not the best use of my time. It's not the best use of your time either, if you're just mindlessly scrolling off of Instagram. So what if I took this time to start learning new skills, maybe learn a new language? And it's things that I've told myself in the past, like, oh, wouldn't it be nice? And then like, I don't have time. And I thought about that, even about reading, and how it's so easy to tell you to think, like, who's reading 100 books in a year? Like, I can't do that. No, you can. I can. If that's what I wanted for myself, I can. But how do you do it? And I just realized it's just that reading is not a priority for someone, and that's okay. You've prioritized something else. It could be family time, it could be gardening, it could be traveling, it could be relaxing on a couch, it could be sleeping and taking care of like your sleep schedule and making sure you've got your hours in. But watching Mike Boyd's videos just made me realize that our minds, and he talks about this so beautifully too, but our minds have the capacity to expand and grow the same way our muscles do. And I think for the longest time I told myself, no. But yeah, I wanted to shout that out on Skillshare, and I love that platform. Like, this is the reason why, like, I will continue to pay for my subscription whether or not I'm working with Skillshare. It's the fact that you've just got lots of videos at your fingertips and lots of classes and workshops about like all sorts of topics that range from like creative works, so like illustration and design and art and whatever it is, to like more like time management and productivity and some work and business related. And so you can go on there, and at any point I know like I'm feeding my spirit, my creative spirit. I'm feeding my brain with things that will hopefully help me become like a clearer version of myself, a truer version of myself, a higher version of myself. And so if you want to try it out, I will have a link in my description box that will give you a 1-month premium membership for free, so you can test it out for yourself and see if this is your jam, if it's something that you go back to before committing. But I'm willing to bet that you will likely commit, because it's, like I've said, and you've heard me say across the months, maybe even a year now, just talk about the different kinds of videos and lessons and workshops that I've taken and how they've helped shape different aspects of my life. But where I'm at now, and I feel like the season I'm going into will be more around what haven't I been seeing, and what have I just kind of been mindlessly moving through life assuming that I'm good, like things are good, like you don't even notice it, but I could change and try to do better. So really happy that I'm reading this book. I am maybe a quarter of the way through, maybe a little bit more, maybe like a third of the way through this book. There's a lot. I ended up deleting Twitter from my phone. I've deleted Facebook from my phone, and it's not to say that I will never use the apps, but if I do use them, I'm gonna go on my desktop. I realized Twitter isn't my jam. Like, I actually don't enjoy it the same way that I have friends who love Twitter. It's not for me. It's where I might see like some funny memes, I might get DMs from like friends. For the most part, like, that's really not my favorite app, and I don't need to spend time on it more than I need to. And so if I need to post something, maybe I'm adding, because I have a thread on Twitter that talks about the books that I'm reading this year. I'll just do it on my desktop. If I'm talking about like a new vlog, I'll do it on my desktop. And if I really have to tweet something, I will do it on my desktop. And let's not even get started on Facebook. I deleted the games. You guys, on Candy Crush, I think I was on like level 2,500, maybe even a little bit more, closer to 3,000, who knows? Because that would be the thing that I did when I didn't know what to do with myself. Like if I'm standing in line waiting for something, if I'm watching a movie, I'd still be like, I'm just gonna go play this like game real quick on my phone. I also moved this other game that I used to go back to frequently called Wordscapes. So I'm really sorry if the banging is loud, just bear with me. But I deleted that too. So now when I pick up my phone, I'm either going emails, WhatsApp, or Instagram. And even that, I'm still taking time to see if I do need these things on my phone, but I feel like I do. I'm just trying to see how best to manage that. Another thing I got is a watch, you guys. This beauty was on my vision board, or one that looked like this. I think whatever was on my vision board may have been like a designer brand, because I was looking at designer magazines at the time. This isn't a designer brand, it's just it's Citizen, and I think it's like perfect, like the way it fits on my wrist. I love the dual metals, that silver and gold. I'm just so happy, and this was my attempt at making sure that I don't have to pick up my phone as regularly as I would to try and check the time, because once I do that and it goes like that and I swipe up, like I would then just go and look at some app. I would just tune in and then I'd lose 5 minutes minimum, just God knows doing what, responding to a WhatsApp message that didn't need to be responded to then. Can I tell you guys a quick story about this, because I do need to go actually, and I'm just seeing I've been talking for like almost 20 minutes here, jeez. But funny story. When I was like a couple months ago, maybe a month ago, when I was thinking, I think I'm feeling like I'm ready to go buy myself a really good watch. And I've not owned a watch or bought myself a watch in a long time. I may never actually have bought myself a watch. I mean, I've received watches as PR or gifts in the past, but I don't know if I've bought myself a watch. So I was going to like you know, start my journey and research. And I remember going into this shop at Westgate and turning in real quick and being like, oh, excuse me, how much is that watch, the watch there? And I pointed to one that was like gold and silver, just like, you know, kind of like this, not this one. And I could see the brand was Omega. And at this point, some of you might just be like, girl, I didn't know what I was dealing with. And so I should have panicked when I saw that woman wearing gloves, but I just thought, oh wow, these guys, you know, they're so good at like just trying to keep everything clean and pristine, you know, good job, good job. It was 1 million shillings. 1 million shillings for a watch. I just turned around and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, I've wasted your time. And she's like, oh no, it's okay. I was like, no, actually, it's really not okay. I really have wasted your time. I've wasted your time. And stop wasting your time. Stop wasting your good time, because that is where you go wrong. Anyway. So I decide, you know, like last week, I'm like, right, I'm ready. I'm gonna go back to the shop, right? And I've got my budget in order. And I am like, you know what? I'm good. My budget is solid. And I'm sure in that store, there's gonna be something that's like under 50K. Cause I'm like, I'm gonna spoil myself. I'm gonna do this to myself. And I'm ready. I walk in again and I don't go to Omega because a girl has learned, right? So I turn left and I start looking at the silver and gold watches and I'm like, how much is that? How much is that one? That one looks cute. That one looks cute. And I'm like, this is my side. This is my corner. I feel it in my spirit. And she pulls it out and it was 150,000. And at this point I'm just like, ma'am, I'm really not the customer. I've really tried and I'm not your demographic. I'm not that. And I just was like, just go serve that man. There was a man who'd walked in with like a Swarovski bag. I was like, that is your customer. Thank you for your time. And I left the building and I was just like, oh man, I thought I'd like created like this big budget and I was so excited to buy myself something that will last forever. And then I thought, let me just go to Sarit Center because I think I bought someone a watch from that shop at like near the florist. You know where I'm talking about. Oh, hi, no, so just, sorry, come in.
I messed up
It's okay, no, it's fine. Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Thank you for letting me just
Anytime.
and so I go to Sarit and I find this beauty for about just over 20, and I was so happy that it was like a fraction of what I thought I would spend, and I love it. It fits my wrist perfectly. Citizen is actually a brand that I had looked into, one at the start of the year when I was thinking about watches, and more recently in the last few weeks when I was starting to really understand like what kind of brand do I want to go for and blah blah blah. All right, now that I've talked your ear off and we now know the shops not to go to at Westgate, or maybe to go to because you are in that demographic, in which case go girl. Wow, go you. I'm gonna go. I'm meeting Hallie for an early lunch, although I've just had that yogurt and I'm not quite hungry, so I don't know, maybe we'll see. But I'm meeting Hallie and it should be like a good catch up just to see how things are going on her end and to kind of share, because we met a couple weeks ago and we just ended up talking so much and we were like, we need to do this properly. I'm clearly home now. I did not want to start a vlog. I didn't intend, what am I saying? I didn't intend on starting my camera and just filming this part. Clearly I'm dressed for the evening, makeup is off, and I'm like ready for bed. But I was just reading this book that I was telling you guys about earlier, and it just, I have to say, if you can, please get your hands on this book. I really do feel strongly that it might change how you interact with technology. I just read this section and it was talking about the iGen. I don't know what, yeah. iGen compared to the millennials. So I'm not even sure which generation is iGen, but young people born, oh, I know. Young people born between 1995 and 2012. And listen to this part. Rates of teen depression and suicide have skyrocketed. It's not an exaggeration to describe iGen as being on the brink of the worst mental health crisis in decades. And there's a number of reasons why this might be. And even the book touches on some of that stuff, you know, like higher pressure to like perform well in school and I don't know, myriad of things. But the number one thing that's clearly skyrocketed the number of cases of depression and suicides in teens, like the time at which they could see the shift is when they started to have access to smartphones. And I've said this before to so many people, like we are the guinea pigs. And even then, like, I think our children are the real guinea pigs, right? Maybe my child, I don't know if you've got kids, but like that, the iGen, that is it. Those are the real guinea pigs here, you know, in trying to understand how detrimental technology can be and the fact that we are constantly on, you know, getting some form of screen time or the other. And I'm not trying to say let's like cancel all technology and like, you know, like pump water from a well because we're trying to like not use electricity. Like we don't have to go that extreme. But just for a second, consider how your phone has denied you presence and solitude and just you to move forward in life. And I'm just recognizing how big a deal it actually is, at least for me. And if you have had even like the slightest itty bitty tiny moment where you thought, I'm not happy with how much I'm using my phone, then this might be a book that you want to pick up. I got it from Rafu Books. So hopefully you can get your hands on this, but also you can, I'll link like a place on Amazon you can get this too. All right, I'm signing off for the night now. I'm gonna stop talking. I feel like this vlog is very preachy, like you guys, no, stop what you're doing and just like listen to me. But I really feel like I'm like, there's so much that's happening and I just wanna share it because I feel like I can't be expanding and growing in these ways and I'm not sharing it with you. And I hope I continue to expand and grow and see where like life takes me, and I will continue to share along the way. Hello you guys, new day, same me, but different situation, different restaurant, and Patricia Kihara is in the building. Hello.
It's actually a tent. Is it a tent?
Yeah, well, yeah, yeah. So every time someone says tent, I'll think of, where did we go? Jumbo. I guess we all watched that vlog. I was just editing the vlog that you are watching right now, and I realized that I talked about my hair and I didn't show you guys clips of me at the salon, so I'm gonna insert that now. Patricia here, I figure I should just like check in. How are you doing?
Do I look like I'm glowing, or do I look like I'm like oily?
Oh, you know, wrong person. You're asking the wrong person.
Why?
Because I don't notice such things because I don't generally care that much. Like there could be people who are watching and are like, you should care. Actually you should care because you've been sweating and everyone's just like, can someone give her a towel or something?
And I didn't carry like a brush.
It's okay, babe. Like you're good. How are you doing? How are you feeling? How are you doing?
I'm okay.
What are you most excited about for this week?
I don't know.
Let me try this side. I feel like this might be a little easier. You're not sure what you're most excited about?
Right now, no. I don't have anything top of mind.
I feel like this work date was pretty exciting for you.
Oh, I thought you meant after this, like moving forward, like in the future.
But I know deep down this was the highlight of your week. Deep down. Lies.
Yeah, sure.
And I know what I want to talk to you about. Have you watched there's a series of documentaries on Netflix called Untold Stories, and one of them has like Caitlyn Jenner, which is probably one that you'd have probably seen being advertised. But it's really good. So every episode is different, and it's just diving deep into an athlete's life, and probably a story you've never heard of. So they won't necessarily go into like Michael Jordan and like his basketball career, but they'll talk about this big fight that happened in basketball that was never aired, but now they're showing, and they're trying to get like where the athletes were fighting the people in the stadium. Like it stopped being about the game. Like it's so good. I would highly recommend if you're looking for a documentary.
I haven't watched it, but I have watched The White Lotus on Showmax Kenya.
Okay. Okay. That's all you've got? Your
I watched
little
The White
Showmax
Lotus.
ad?
I watched Your Honor, also on Showmax.
Okay.
I mean, did you watch it?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Yeah. We talked about this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
we
we've
did.
talked about this.
Yeah, really good show.
Yeah. But I just thought to give you a heads up.
You know,
wait, surely you can talk. You're just poking fun right
Yeah,
now,
I
right?
know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she can talk about watching other things, but she is affiliated with Showmax.
Have you watched Bull Type? It's on Netflix, but Showmax has all seasons.
No, I haven't watched it.
All 5 seasons.
Yeah, I'll try it.
You should watch it on Showmax. It has all the seasons.
Okay, thank you. Showmax at this point needs to.
Speaking of documentaries, have you watched the Kipchoge?
Oh no, but
It's on Showmax.
I went on Showmax to look for it actually,
Yeah.
and then when I was there, I forgot, and I may have switched off the TV and just read my book. I'm not kidding. I may have just been like,
What was I
why am
looking
I
for?
here?
Yeah.
I can't remember. Switched it off, and
That's such a nice habit. If I go to a
No,
platform
but-
and I'm like, I can't remember what will
No,
I find?
no. But also, that's not my usual. Don't think that that's my MO. I don't go somewhere and switch off and be like, I'm just gonna read a book. I'm trying to cultivate that, and it wasn't easy. But like, it's not like my everyday situation.
Yeah.
But I have been talking to Patricia about digital minimalism. In fact, and I even said it at the start of this vlog. Oh, don't tell me I've been talking with a booger this whole time.
It's not a booger. It's more like skin, I think.
You know, there's a time though I started my vlog and I had the biggest booger right here, and I talked for like, I swear to you, like 5 minutes straight, didn't see it, blew my nose and continued talking, and so I didn't. So it's when I was editing that I was like, and I tried to show. I told Amani I have a really big booger, and she was like, it can't be that big. She saw it, Sheila. I was like, it's over.
Oh god.
Scratch it. You can't put that on the internet. It was too big.
You should have just put on a mask. I knew as you're speaking the whole time.
I wish if I knew how to edit. If I had the iPad, maybe I'd just scribble all through. What were we saying?
Documentary. Then you turned off the
Oh,
TV,
switch. Oh no, we
right?
were talking about. Yeah, we've been talking about.
Digital minimalism.
Yeah, and how like we say that knowing that we've got our screens in front of us, but we are working right now.
I feel like I'm a digital maximalist.
Yeah. Look, I'm one of those in every other aspect of my life, so I don't want to seem like I'm like, you know, my last video was like all these outfits I now have that I don't need. So I'm not trying to preach minimalism because I know everything, but it's just and I've said it so many, I don't want to be a preacher. I feel like in all my vlogs I'm becoming more and more preachy. Read A New Earth, it's so good, stop what you're doing.
It's not
digital
preachy.
minimalism,
You're
stop, you need to like, I
you're
know.
sharing things that have gotten you like...
No, I know, but I think I'm getting so excited that like I'm conscious of, it's not just like a good time, it's also like, stop what you're doing, get off the internet, cancel YouTube. See you in 6 months. Anyway, we are going to continue working, and I thought you guys should know that Patricia said she will have a video up by the end of this month. That's what you said to me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Patricia was now hospitalized after this. She's just like, it's over. It's not happening.
I don't
No, but
understand.
you are right. End of this month, right? Can I put that, or do you want me to take that out?
Yeah, sure.
I can put that in.
Yeah.
Okay. End of this month. We're getting a video. You've got this. We even ran into someone who watches both our videos and follows us on Instagram, and she was like, and that's what I love. Like she was just like, whenever you're ready, Patricia, we're gonna be here. We'll be here. Wasn't that like a good? Yeah.
That was really nice.
Yeah.
I think I don't understand, because I'm excited about it as well. It's just, I don't know. Like even when you said it now, the first thing I felt was just like panic.
Yeah.
But it's not because I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I really do. I have not stopped shooting videos. It's like
No.
videos and videos and
Even here, she's shot.
the problem is not the creative.
Yeah, so she's got lots. When she's like back, you guys will not know what to do. So much for like digital minimalism. You guys will be glued to her channel. But this month, it's happening. Hi, you guys. This is future Sharon coming to say goodbye, because I realized I never actually finished that scene and said goodbye. So I'm just here to be a good host and say goodbye. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.